Hey everyone, how's it going? And I'll be reviewing, well, warning spoilers. Now, this takes place, if anyone, doesn't know, this takes place in the world of the Arkham games. I believe they said this takes place a few years, before, Arkham Asylum. And, pretty much how the story begins is that Amanda Waller is, talking to the Riddler, and it's all just to mess with him, and wait until her squad shows up to capture him. But then Batman shows up and just wipes the floor with them, um, and Amanda Waller ends up saying, "Okay, we are in trouble here. We need to bring in much more powerful guys to take to complete this mission." So obviously she brings in the squad, which has Deadshot, Boomerang, Harley, uh, King Shark and Killer Frost, Black Spider, and KG Beast. And pretty much she just tells him simple, look, you're gonna get the Riddler. He has something that I want, and if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna kill you all. And they're like, okay, fine, what the hell, because they don't want to get killed. um well, okay, not all of them, but I'll get into that a little bit. But yeah, we really had to figure out that, yeah, this is definitely taking place in the world of Arkham, because the Arkham version of the Penguin is there, and it has the same voice actor. And yeah, he is not too happy when Harley shows up. Pretty much, Harley at this point is saying that her and the Joker are through and stuff. And Penguin is still just like, no, screw that, I'm gonna kill her. But Deadshot, as the awesome character as he is in this, pretty much talks him out of it. um, and like, it was really awesome. Granted, I'm kind of wondering what like why the Iceberg Lounge is still a thing, because how the Iceberg Lounge was an actual thing, because I thought that was just part of a museum and it wasn't actually owned by Oswald. He just took over the place after the city was created, but whatever. Maybe it was explained at a different time. But yeah, still, we get a little bit of development of the characters. You kind of see there's kind of a relationship going on with King Shark and Killer Frost, which is pretty good. We have a rivalry with Captain Boomerang and Deadshot, and it's actually pretty funny. I liked how those two played off one another. Harley, they kind of do a little wink to her relationship with Deadshot in the comics. But yeah, pretty much what they have to do is go into Arkham Asylum and grab the Riddler's cane. That's what Waller tells him. But we find out later on that that's not exactly how the plan goes. Um, and I'm just gonna leave it there. The film is just great. Grant, I feel like it has the wrong title, because Batman, even though he's in the film, he's not really in it that much. In fact, it's mostly focused on this team. In fact, if you notice, I've only been talking about the team. And the team is pretty cool. The Suicide Squad have some really awesome fight scenes, and as I said before, the characters have some great chemistry. Um, you know, and how it turns out for all the characters is really good. Granted, there were some characters that got killed off, which I kind of which kind of bothered me, but still, they were still very good with the time we had with them, but still, I wish that they didn't get killed off, and we could have had them in the games at some point, but whatever. Since this is a prequel to the games, obviously I didn't know who was going to come out of this fine. And I kind of like that. They did at least bring up the Suicide Squad again, because a lot of people, because if anyone doesn't know, in the end of Arkham Origins, we had Amanda Waller go to Deathstroke and tell him that, what, I want you on the Suicide Squad. And a lot of people were hoping that meant for a game, but they said they weren't going to do the game. But at least we got something out of, we did get to see what the Arkham version of Suicide Squad's like. And that there's a lot of versions of the squad, as they kind of bring up in the film. All the characters are pretty good. I can't say how close they are to their comic book counterparts, because obviously this is kind of based on the Arkham world, which has a few, which is not like the Dark Knight where they're completely avoiding the really crazy stuff, because the characters do have powers in this, but I don't know how close they are to their comic, like their genuine comic book counterparts, with the exception of Killer Frost, who has her powers and everything. I also want to add that this is definitely not for little kids. There's a lot of like adult situations in here, like especially this really just it's a really funny, but at the same time I'm just like, okay, that happened. Scene with Harley Quinn and Deadshot. Joker in here. In this one, he's played by Troy Baker, the actor that played him in Arkham Origins, and I think he does a great job in here. He still works in here. Like, I know people are just like, oh, what, Mark Hamill should have played the Joker. They should have gotten Mark. Well, I want to remind people, Mark said he's not doing it anymore. He said that he'll only do it if they do the Killing Joke. They haven't done the Killing Joke, so he ain't coming back. Okay, and yeah, like, Troy Baker has always been good, and like he's a great voice actor, and yeah, like they give him some awesome lines in here, and there's never a point where I'm like, oh, you're trying too hard to be like Mark. No, like they actually, like, there's a good reason they hired him, because he sounds like a young Mark Hamill, but he's not trying to be like him. He's just doing his own thing. It just happens to sound like him. Like, I don't know if it made any sense saying that, but hopefully you know what I mean. But yeah, like Kevin Conroy plays Batman. I don't think I have to say anything about that. I like that the fighting in here kind of resembles something that you'd see in the game, like especially the stuff with Batman. Like, it looks like I felt like I should have had my controller with me. It'd be like playing the game, because a lot of the moves are pretty much like that. But they had to. They did a really good job replicating the look of the game. It felt like the game in some cases, and I don't know what else to say. It was really good. Now, as for the characters separately, because I think I kind of went off topic on that. As I said before, Deadshot was great. Harley was like tons of fun. Harley was great. Black Spider was pretty cool. I kind of wish they kind of delved more into their backstories a little bit, but I guess in this case they were just kind of like, who these characters are, what these characters are, so get over it. Because I feel like there was a lot you could have said with Black Spider. And King Shark is okay. Like, he's pretty much just the I don't want to say lovable lug, because he kills people, and I think they imply he eats people. But he's just kind of like the big guy that kind of like he's kind of like goofy in some cases. And as for KG Beast, I got nothing to say about him. He dies like before the mission even begins, because I guess they need an example of how Amanda Waller's gonna kill them, because like he's one of those guys like bullcrap, and yeah, Waller just kills him. It kind of sucks, because they do show KGBs do some good, really cool stuff before before like the group is sent to put together and stuff, and I'm just like, well, that kind of sucked. Like, I kind of wish that it didn't show that, because then it just makes me, I'm like, oh man, he could have done some cool stuff with his really awesome freaking weaponry and ammunition that he has. But yeah, it's great. If you're a fan of the Arkham games, check this out. If you are a fan of the Suicide Squad, check them out. Like, it's awesome. And if anything else I gotta say about it, I kind of hope that they do a little bit more in the Suicide Squad. Granted, probably have to be a prequel by the way it ended, but yeah, like it was really enjoyable. Um, and oh yeah, if anyone's wondering, yes, they do have other Arkham characters in here. It's like a brief, but they're all brief cameos and everything. Okay, so yeah. Um, so yeah, I really enjoyed this film. It did have some minor problems, but like not too much that got me out of the film. But yeah, whatever.